Named for the niche it has created centered around unique film, Cinema Block is a mecca for aspiring filmmakers, experienced moviegoers, and those just seeking something different. Located at the corner of Roosevelt and 50th in the University District, Scarecrow Video, landmark Seven Gables Theater, and Cinema Books coexist within 500 feet, working together to create an interest in films that may not be considered mainstream. More specifically, each contributes in their own way to the growing independent film industry in Seattle. Often overlooked among the graffitied walls of Roosevelt hides Cinema Books, a store owned by Stephanie Ogle that specializes in rare and out-of-print books about film.
Well, the Cinema Books, we first opened it in 1977, a long time ago, but it's always been devoted to movies, television, theater. And my basic people who come in are filmmakers, people who want to make their own film or video production, and or people who are just as interested in a particular subject, more on film. I think that it is these people who come around here to watch art house films or go to Scarecrow Video are always serious film goers and serious film people who go to a lot of movies. And so that if you go to a lot of movies, often want to talk about them, read about them, share their ideas, and a way to do it is through Cinema Books. Yeah, times a young filmmaker who's independent is lost and on his own and wants to know somebody else is out there and working on a subject. And oftentimes just coming in the store you can make connections. You can run into another filmmaker who's doing sort of or has done similar things to you. And many people have gone into some kind of partnerships too about making movies together just by happenstance meeting each other. I think for something as specialized as this and as narrow, you have to really love it. You have to really love reading about films, talking about films. I've had people coming in who are 12 and want to make a film, or people who are 80 and want to make a film, just because they have an idea and they think nobody else has done it. And I think that's the wonderful thing about working in this place.
And while Cinema Books continues to support the local, independent, and blockbuster film industries, another player in Cinema Block, Scarecrow Video, has created a name for itself by carrying one of the largest and most unique movie selections in the country. General Manager Kevin Shannon gives us an idea of just how distinct the movie selection is.
We have a huge silent film section, a lot of which is we've gone through. So now that if people ask questions on the sales floor, if I'm around, they'll ask me, or if Denise is around, they'll ask her. And the same thing, other people have other strengths. People like anime more than anything else, or somebody really is into the foreign films, or somebody focusing on Russian cinema or Japanese cinema. And then a lot of people it's just like crazy action movies, So they've watched every crappy action film that's ever been made from the 80s to the 90s to the aughts and everything else, and it's remarkable how much you think you don't have enough room in your head. You got plenty of room in your head to think of things that you would never be considered worthwhile, except in a place like this.
However, such unique movies are worthwhile at the landmark Seven Gables Theater less than a block away. At the theater, independent and rare films have found their home on the single screen built in 1925. Hidden beneath a cozy, dark, and shingled exterior, the theater prides itself for its commitment to playing quality movies.
The building opened in 1975, and I was here back then, and we've been operating as a single screen all that time. And of course, the movie business has changed a lot over that period, and most theaters are now multiplexes. As you notice, there is kind of a concentration right here in a close, proximity with Scarecrow Video. They used to be on Latona, further away, and they moved here. We hope that people going to one will go to another, and we do actually have a close relationship with Scarecrow. When we open a new movie, we'll have a door prize for the audience and say, courtesy of that fabulous store, Scarecrow Video, that you have to go visit. And we hope that, movie fans all know this area of Seattle.
And Ruth agrees that their location is vital to the success of Seven Gables as well as Cinema Block.
We think that the university district in general, not only the current students, but the overall community, teachers, alumni, etc., they all have a little more interest and openness to the art film, the independent film, the subtitled movie, God forbid, that kind of thing. So we like to cater to that audience. I was trying to help save all these poor people who were the victims of mass national advertising campaigns for bad movies. You know, that's the sign of a bad movie, is when they have a big blitz of advertising because they want to get everybody in the first weekend before the word gets out that it's a stinker. So we rely on word of mouth and hopefully quality films, and I like to try to spread that around and build up the audience. The studio industry, they make some fabulous movies. They have the biggest possible budgets, but because they spend so much money, they also try to play it safe, and they try to do remakes and sequels, and they will only hire name stars maybe for a movie if it's got $100 million budget. You can't trust that to an unknown, you know. And so you get to see new and unpredictable and fresh talent in the lower budget independent films, which is what we're particularly interested in.
Very few, possibly no other place in Seattle, boasts the convenience of being able to refer their customers down the block for watching, renting, or reading about their favorite films. Cinema Block Specialty has brought the community together and encouraged those striving to become independent filmmakers to do what they love.